Never fails. Something's always going wrong. Let me see if I can get this air out of this thing. Welcome back, everybody, to Fuller's Outdoor Country. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to do a little tractor greasing. I haven't got to grease it in the last couple weeks. It's not that bad, but I want to get it greased. We got the brush hog hooked up. We're going to mow one of the fields. I wouldn't mow it while the blooms was on because of the bees. And now the blooms has come off, but I don't want it to seed itself. It's got too much turnips and rapeseed in it, and it'll overseed, and none of it will do good. So I hadn't planned on doing it, but I'm going to go ahead and brush hog it, and probably a little bit later on, after it sits a couple weeks, I'll probably plow it under and get all that nourishment put back in the ground. So let's get started greasing the tractor, and we'll get it done. And then we'll start brush hogging. I already greased the brush hog, so don't need it. Check the oil in it, in the head and everything. So everything was fine on the brush hog. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, we're going to show you where some of the pivot points is that needs to be greased really good. You have usually one on each jack arm, and then you'll have one down here underneath the bottom here, which you can't see. And then this one here on both on each side. You'll have them underneath here that's hidden. Sometimes you have to raise your bucket up to get to some of these. And a lot of people don't know that there's hidden ones underneath here, and they miss them. And I want to show them to you. They're a little dusty, but you can see here. Here's one here, and in fact, there's another one. They're hid underneath here, so you need to look out for these two. And then down underneath here on your pedals, you'll have about 3 also. So we're going to get all this done. Like I said, this preventative maintenance is very important, and it'll help prolong your tractor. We got the bush hog hooked up. Got the oil checked in the head on it. It's fine. I did forget to grease the back wheel hill. I'll get that done here in a minute. But as you can see, this country line has seen its better days. It's got a big crack right here, all through here. Well, it's cracked there. All this is broke. And really, I mean, for what I've used it for, I can't complain. I mean, it was probably made more for grass and weeds and briars, but you can see how thin the metal is. I mean, it's extremely thin. But it's worked good for, I'd say, a good 10 years or better now, so I can't say too much about it. I mean, I have used it in a little bit bigger brush than probably should have been used on, and the old Massey, she's getting quite a few hours on her now. I don't even know what she has now. It's 1,269.9 hours on her. She's been a wonderful tractor. I'm going to tell you boys right now. She's been a good tractor. I had John Deeres before. I had like 3 John Deeres, but we got her all hooked up. We're going to get her greased, and we're going to go up to this field up here on top here. If you watched last year, we planted it with Country Boy seed, trophy rack, deer blend. It was the only food plot we had that done any good. Everything else got baked in the sun. And then we did plant some crimson clover down in the bottom down here, which is absolutely beautiful right now. I'll show you some pictures of it also, but It didn't do good in the fall, but it got up and the deer started pounding it, so it never got to mature. So, but this spring it's made up for it. I'd say it's over 18, 20 inches deep. It's amazing how you can't tell it from here. But and Winston, he's about to burn up there, ain't you, Winston? Hey, Winston, tell him. So come on, everybody, go bush hog with us. But I am going to try to find some new equipment this year. A little heavier. I'm wanting to upgrade to a bigger tractor. I bought this when we had other property. We was having to drive about an hour through a lot of mountains. So I bought this tractor here because it was easy to pull, but I need it for bigger stuff. Need bigger stuff now, bigger implements. And I want to get a bigger plows and tillers and brush hogs, and mine doesn't have a quick connect on the front, and that's one thing that I really miss. And we can put a lot of attachments on there, but I was going to show you what brand it would. It's a Massey Ferguson 1529, and my poor little hood got chipped within, I think I had it a month or two, and I dropped a big rock right there and one right there and right in here somewhere, and it chipped the paint, and after that it just started peeling. But I'm not into the looks, I'm into performance. And like I said, this little tractor has really done its job. So, all right, enough jabbering. I'm going to start greasing, and then we'll head up to brush hog the field. We'll see you in a few minutes. Yeah. Well, I hate putting a new tube of grease in. It never fails. I'll get an airlock. I'm gonna have to get smart and get like the rest of you guys and get me one of them electric grease guns. But yeah, I gotta get this airlock out of this thing. Just put a new tube of grease in it, and now it's airlocked. Whew! Life on the farm is rough. Never fails. Something's always going wrong. Let me see if I can get this air out of this thing. Yeah, let's try this again. I got the air out of it now. Oh yeah. Let's move straight across, that way you know you got what you started. Just pump it till you see the grease come out. Like I said, it's got, if you look at every pivot point, this is called a pivot point here, and you have one down here, and these are sort of hid. You got to roll your bucket all the way over before you can see these. These are hid in here, and you have here, but the other ones you got to raise the arms up in the air. So just want to show you there where they're at. Some of them are down here on your front drives, your everything. That you just got to hunt for them sometimes, but you got to get them all greased. That's the life of your tractor. You can see the grease popped out here. Yeah, it might be a little wasteful, but that's the way you know someone's greasing their equipment. But these down in here, you got to get your bucket up a little bit. Sometimes they're hard to get to, and sometimes they won't take grease, but that was needing it. Make sure you take your finger and wipe the dust off and dirt off the top before you start pumping grease in there, because you don't want to pump dirt. All right. Okay, we're going to do the rest of them. We'll bring you back and show you something that's down low that you might know about, don't know about. Down here. As you're going to switch straight across, that way you know you're getting both of them and not forgetting. All right. All right, we got some down in here I want to show you where they're located. All right, down in here, you got some swivel points here. You got grease fittings here, and you have them right here on your swivel points. So you might want to crawl underneath here. There's a few more places on the other side, have some also. But got to keep this stuff greased, people. Life of your tractor, oil changed, fuel filters changed. Like I said, this is a Massey Ferguson, so if you got a different brand, you might want to look at other places. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get it all rest of it greased, and we're gonna head up to the field here and start brush hogging. And I'll bring you back when we start that. All right, up here is the field that we planted last fall. It's what we call the Boneyard, and all the blooms is off now, and it's starting to turn into seed. And I don't want to do that because it'll be too much seed, and it'll try to compete with each other when it comes up. But we was hoping to plow this end at this point, but the old plow that I had was an old Ford plow, and the chisel tips is wore out, and it won't go down in the ground. So we're going to try to go look at some plows next week, American-made company, and maybe we can work out something with them. But we're going to get up here and get started on this. But if you have a pretty plot like this that comes in the spring really well, and you say, oh, I won't need to fool with it, it'll seed itself. Yeah, it will, but it will overseed. And what it does is it competes with each other, and it won't grow to its full potential. So just don't forget that, and spend a little extra money and replant it. Sometimes you can get by with that with clover, but this other stuff, you don't want to do it. This has rape, wheat, and Australian peas. Most of the wheat's already dying off, and oats, but yeah, we have peas and everything in here. Maybe I'll get off up here and show you what was in the blend. Okay, let me get up here and show you. If you can look right here, you got the Australian peas coming up. Matter of fact, they're really getting pretty. I hate to mow this stuff down, but this is what we don't want. All the turnip seeds, they're forming right now. I mean, there's tons of them. And if all this comes up and competes against itself, it'll defeat the purpose of doing all this work. So, but you can see the Australian peas are coming up all over the place with the pretty little purple blooms you got on them. But I'm going to try to get this brush hogged. It looks like it's getting ready to rain again, which is unusual. It ain't rained but 3 weeks straight now. High winds and rain every day, so that's why we haven't got to do anything. I wouldn't let it got this far out of control. But the deer's just been munching on these peas, but no more than scattered out through here. It's not worth it. I got a big, huge clover patch down below this that they really love it. So, all right, we're going to try to get this done, try to beat this rain, and we're going to get started. tall, buddy. I've been needing to do this, but it's been raining for about the last 3 weeks now. All right, I want to take a little break and let you see what's going on. It's looking pretty good already. You can see some of the turnips from last year. Some of this we might have waited just a little too late. We were going to do it about a week ago, but like I said, we've had rain now for about 3 weeks. You see these old turnips in here, what they do is just rot, and they put all the nutrients and stuff in the ground, gives it more matter and stuff. But you can see this stuff, it's up way over my hips and up past my belly. So some of this is, I don't think that's right close to seed stage yet, but it wouldn't have liked much. But here's some's a lot more thicker. They're still soft yet, so we may have got it in time to prevent it from re-sowing itself. But yeah, last year this was the only plot that made it. It was the first year we tested Country Boy seed, and we were very impressed. It was up on this steep hill. If you'll see it, look back in the footage, it was powder dry when we planted it, but it did rain right after we got done. But that was a bad thing, because it got the seeds to germinate, and then it went about 3 weeks without a drop of rain, and it baked everything. But here's some more of the Australian peas that was in the blend. I'd like to let them grow more, but all this other stuff, undesirable, that we wanted right now just wasn't worth the chance. So it's sort of turned out to be sunny today. Still looks like going to pour the rain, but right now, as of right now, it's sunny. That's why we're trying to get this done. It's getting to be a lot of work, I'm telling you. My equipment's starting to get a little bit old. The brush hog, we replaced the blades about 2 years ago, but they still need replacing again. And we're going to walk up through here, and you got to do this. I mean, a lot of people, we tried to do no plow, but this soil up through here had been abused basically for years and years. This used to be a tobacco farm, run a few cattle on it, but they just depleted the soil. The soil's pretty well ruined for years, and we've been building it back. It's growing stuff now pretty good, but it's been a lot of work. I'm thinking about having some old, I guess you call it, sawmill chips and stuff brought in here that's already deteriorated over the years, and plowing it in the ground and helping to get some more I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm so tired. Try to get some more moisture retention and build up the surface soil again. But I just want to show you where we're at now. I'm going to get back to it. We'll show it to you when we finish. We're just trying to beat this rain. So all right, we got her done. I've been out here about I'd say 3-4 hours. It's a lot bigger than it looks. It goes up over the top up here, down here at the bottom, but it turned out nice. I left it about 6-8 inches high, and that should keep the turnips and all that stuff from coming back, and maybe some of the peas and stuff will still, come out in the clover. But that's what she looks like there. I just want to tell everybody that wants to do homestead living, you better think it over, because a lot of these probably yelling at you. I forgot I got these earplugs in. A lot of these YouTubers make it out to be a glamorous life, and it is a great way to live. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. But, and I do use the word but, it is a lot of work. Be prepared to work the least 40 hours up to 80 hours a week, depending on what you do, what kind of animals you have, what kind of business you have on it. Do you timber? Do you farm? Do you raise cattle or other means and stuff? Cattle and stuff, when you have them, they got to eat every day. Chickens got to be fed, eggs gathered every day, hogs got to be fed, goats got to be fed. So if you're not willing to do all this stuff, don't take up homesteading. I mean, we're not full-time what you call homesteaders. The word homesteaders getting tossed around a lot here lately. It's a fancy way to say farmer. And yes, I am a farmer. I'm not a full-time farmer. I love living in the outdoors. I live on a 50-acre farm. It's a lot of maintenance, but I just want to give you a heads up that these sites that's making this look glamorous and easy and you're going to have it made, that's a bunch of BS. And but again, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. But again, it's a lot of hard work. So I just wanted to throw that in there for you guys, and thank you for staying with us. Thanks for all the new likes and watches here lately that we're getting. I'm glad we're putting stuff out there you enjoy watching, and I hope to bring you more all the time. It's been raining for the last 3 weeks. If you watched me making the potato cages, that was the last time I got to do any filming, because it's rained or been cold and miserable and muddy ever since, and I'm not going to get out here in my fields with it all being wet and rutted up and everything. So, but just wanted to touch back with you, and thank you for watching us, and God bless everybody, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video. We're going to move out towards where we do our garden, and I'm going to go out there, if it stays pretty, in the next couple of days and work on it, where we put the potato cages. So, all right, everybody, see you, and God bless you, and hallelujah. See you later. Bye.